like I started this and Fire Force and Dr. Stone at the same time, and I'm just like, if I'd have started alone, maybe, but like, it's like, damn, I started like when I think about plot, I'm like, I'd much rather watch Dr. Stone. When I think about animation, like the animation decent, but Fire Force came through with some decent.
Oh yeah,
so episode
one, like, bro, it was looking like an anime movie.
Yeah,
bro.
episode 1 of Fire Force looked like a whole big budget movie. I was like, you can't.
Fire Force is tough for me though, like simply because I think it was part of unfortunate. I got to read the manga out of curiosity, but I was talking to some other people, and the Kyoto Animation Fire actually had a big deal with how they actually made the anime, because I think there is a decent like negative correlation as far as how they went from manga to the anime because of that fire and just the timing of it. So like, they just didn't want to be, looking sensitive, like to the, et cetera. I'm sure y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In any case, though, Fire Force anime, how it looks, again, tight. The sound, the sound's like really HD to me. I love how like they kind of like the crackling and even like the force of the fire. Like you hear that. That's one like what I really like about Fire Force. Yeah. But the actual fights and what really goes down, I don't really see it that big of a deal, to be honest. I do like the plot in the sense that I was curious how they were going to make it, considering like, okay, for a normal anime, you would maybe have a concept or like a power source like chakra, energy, etc., how to utilize and how people are going to like differently use it. But to me, I never really thought of it as a good source as fire. Because it's only like in basic anime, it's like one, maybe two people utilize fire, and it's like that's it. You know what I mean?
Did you get to homie with the bullets? Because that was hard as fuck.
That was tight. No,
that was hard as fuck, bro.
I saw that. That was hot. That was hot. But what I'm trying to say is that before starting it, I was really curious to see how they were going to like utilize fire in different ways. But now I'm starting to see like they're doing it pretty effing good. Like I'm impressed right now. Like it's not like everyone just shooting out flamethrowers or easy fire blasts and it's literally like that's it. They're like they're banking on something else. Yeah. Now they actually like breaking down what it means to actually like start a fire, put out a fire, different ways you can actually utilize what like comprises of fire and actually turn that into different attacking strategies. So I'm actually giving it big ups right now for that. But still, most of the fight scenes and like most of the actual action itself in the anime is like okay. I think like just now they're starting to really get hot with the introduction of the other squadrons. Like it's starting to really look up. But so far it was like but I don't feel like it was because I think the manga was actually a lot better. But I still got to read it. So right now it's just speculation.
I mean, I read a little bit of Fire Force, but like where I'm at, I'm pretty close to where I'm watching the anime and what I read. So I like. I
mean, like, are you seeing like hardcore similarities or like some differences? That's pretty obvious.
It's pretty much what I remember from the manga. I don't see anything like majorly different, but I was also like very early in it. I mean, I guess I'll catch up at some point, but. From like if I was talking about all three, like and what you were talking about with Dr. Stone, Dr. Stone to me is something different.
Oh, no, that's a bit different.
I read the manga, so like I know pretty decently what happens, at least for probably wherever the anime's at. Like because I was consistent that long, but I kind of like fell off after. It's hard to stay in it if you're not like super like if the science gimmick gets old to you. And I think that's why I kind of like dropped off for a second because it was like, other than like figuring out like how he's like, oh, okay, so he's making this into something, right? And then he's like, oh, now I'm like basically building the world back to its old status from scratch. Like that is super interesting, but then it like doesn't always hit. I don't know. It's hard to like describe why I fell off it, but it's just not all the way there where you're like totally in that plot.
No, you got to be into like the educational aspect because that's like the biggest thing with it. So
I feel like they're not gonna become the next big three, which I feel like is hard to say for seasonal anime right now. But if we go like Boku no Hero, Black Clover, and what's the other one? Promised Neverland. I would definitely say Dr. Stone maps to Promised Neverland in terms of like different plot, not very action heavy, just like trying to get you interested through a different angle.
Right.
Demon Slayer would map to Boku no Hero because it seems to like care a little bit more about the characters. Okay. And Fire Force is definitely Black Clover. Like it's the story isn't like it's deeper than Black Clover's story to me. True. But it's definitely like you're in it for the action for sure.
I feel like it's exactly like the previous anime he made. What's the shit? Soul Eater. Yeah. Like it's that much action about that deepness of a story. I don't even remember the story for
no, that's pretty accurate.
It just wasn't that deep.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate.
You know, like this nigga, it's clearly his style.
Yeah, you could definitely see that in the art. Like I completely forgot about that fact when we were thinking about it. Like, yeah. Soul Eater,
some people have an issue with it because they feel like it doesn't give them enough like Soul Eater vibes, but I think he did a pretty good job of like you're watching it and knowing he did Soul Eater, but at the same time you don't feel like it's something new. Yeah, like that's what I prefer. Like, I don't want it to. I don't want it to be like Soul Eater.
So I mean, Soul Eater was old. Yeah, so I mean, like obviously you're gonna get the 2019 touch-ups. I mean, that's just a part of it.
Yeah, but the goofiness is still there. Like they still make me laugh. True. Not as goofy as Soul Eater yet. Because like Excalibur, I was just talking about the other day. Excalibur was too.
You know what really falling flat for me?
Hilarious.
This night nigga, whatever.
The one with the fire sword.
Arthur, whatever, bro. Like, Arthur. I get that they trying to make this nigga funny. He's supposed to be throwing some jokes, I guess, but it's falling so flat. I'm like, bro, you's a lame. If I was there, I'm like, you a big ass lame.
Well, I see him like he reminds me of Kid. If we're talking to Soul Eater comparisons.
What?
Kid was kind of funny though.
I mean, Kid was like funny with the symmetrical shit. He had that gimmick. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's supposed to be his gimmick is this like night thing and like women.
Being stupid?
Yeah.
But it's too lame though.
It is.
To be honest, I saw him more as a
Black Star
as a
You saw him as a Black Star type?
Don't disrespect Black Star.
Black Star was goofy. Black Star was goofy. Like
Black Star was Asta in Naruto Fusion days.
Oh yeah.
Minus the hard work.
Minus the hard work?
He was not working like Asta.
Come on.
He wasn't working that hard.
Come on.
If he Black Star beats Asta?
He was the only assassin in this squad, bro.
No, I mean Black Star worked, but Asta
worked. Asta defined work. He'd be like,
I think the anime definitely put a lot of.
I mean, like Asta put in like that Rock Lee kind of work. Like
Rock Lee learned from Asta.
Anyway,
okay, that might have to be for next month. Yeah, if we're talking about that, okay.
But yeah, I mean, since we ended up spilling over into the other three, I would say I haven't started Dr. Stone, so I don't know what the anime changed from the manga, so I can't speak on it. But for right now, I would say that Fire Force is better to me than Demon Slayer. But as far as like long-term value, the way people are talking about it, maybe Demon Slayer could like catch them on the back end. But for right now, as far as like if you were to start the first episodes of all three, I'm assuming if you were being like not biased, you would say Fire Force was at the top because it hit you with the story and the action in the first episode. True. Demon Slayer might be second, but I would honestly argue Dr. Stone would probably beat it because after reading the first chapter, like that first chapter of Dr. Stone, like got me into it. So I'm pretty sure the first episode is probably gonna hit you better because of that whole like they really set the stage. Like,
Demon Slayer's first episode is one of the worst first episodes of anime I've ever watched in my 20-something years of watching anime. And the reason being is because there's a lot of bad first episodes, but it follow up with an equally bad second episode. And that to me is like one long-ass hour-long fuck you. I spent an hour watching that shit and fell asleep. I fell asleep on a new hot anime, bro. Think about that. As a seasoned anime watcher. And I don't watch bullshit like Shin-Chan, nigga. I done been to the bottom of the anime barrel. Like, I watch Ichi Harems for fun, nigga. With no voice acting to speak of. And this shit was weaker than them.
And what about Hantaro, bro?
Don't come in. Hantaro definitely was weaker.
You're disrespecting everybody. Everybody. Black Star, anybody can get it with
anybody. Today must be smoke day for Chucky. They can get it.
Want the smoke. Except Demon Slayer, bro. Well, alright.